All right, a book that just recently came out by Harley Restful is entitled Whittling Little Folks. And since this book is with the Fox Publishing, which is with Wood Carving Illustrated, has this book. If you want it, they can send it to you. It's very reasonably priced. A very, very nice book. I mean, it's just a wonderful book for anybody's library. Has pictures, and he goes through carving small caricatures in this. Harley, to me, is just a tremendous carver. He is probably one of the best flat plane carvers that I know of today. And since this book was introduced and when it's come out, I have gotten, excuse me, I'm sorry, I have gotten just loads of messages on, would you carve some of these little folk and kind of teach us how to do it? Well, I don't like to do that. I mean, Harley spent a lot of time getting this book published, and he has his own patterns, and he's kind of showing you in such a way. So I don't want to verify away from what Harley does, but you know I have been carving miniature characters for a long time. And what you can do, or what I can do, is instead of taking these patterns and carving them for you to show you how to do them, I can create my own little miniatures from one specific pattern that I use all the time. Now, Harley is a flat plane carver, and he is probably the foremost authority on them. But his little book, Whittling Little Folk, Harley was not the originator of little folk, okay, or of small people. I would give that to Jack Price. Jack Price, who lives up in Cleburne, Texas, years and years ago, put out books called Carving Compact Characters. He called them compact characters. Harley's calling them little folk, and I've always called them miniature characters. These are characters that are like from 1 to 4 inches high. Now, Harley, most of his patterns in this book, and he has a wonderful illustration of how to carve these characters. He usually from 4 inches on up, in other words, is his characters. Jack Price was a little bit different. His characters, compact characters, were around 2 inches. I like a character around 3. The pattern that I have on my blog and stuff, and little miniature whittling people that I've been doing, are around 3 inches high. I like 3 inch. 2 inch to me is a little bit too small, and I get a little bit more detail. This is a wonderful book. Please, if you have a place in your library, Harley's book is just wonderful, chock full of patterns and illustrations, and how to, he takes a little woman, he takes a little man, and he carves them. And you need to buy the book, get the patterns and everything like that, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful book. So please, Fox Chapel Publishing at the Wood Carving Illustrated website has this book. So please purchase it. Great thing to do. Now, like I said, Jack Price was the original person that started out with compact characters. His books are pretty old now. He does have a video out that shows how to carve compact characters. But this is something a little new for Harley Restful. Most of his figures were larger figures. Now, since I've had such a great demand to carve some more little what I call miniature carvings, we're going to do that, and we're going to carve several of them. I'm going to kind of get off the folk art for just a little while and carve these, because, like I said, when I have an overwhelming amount of messages about a certain project, then I go with it. So, as you can see, this was a design that I just had. It's a very simple design of a I'm gonna move this over just a little bit, of a compact character. He's about 3 inches high. I have a picture of him on my blog, in other words, and I carve most all my miniature characters out of this. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to start with just a simple caricature, miniature caricature, and then we'll go to adding hats and doing things like that, in other words. But I thought starting off with a very simple character would be a good thing. Okay, now miniature characters, of course, very, very popular with a lot of people. You don't have to use so much wood. This little 3-inch character is about a I always put them about a 1 1/4 inch, 1 1/4 inch thickness is what I do on most of these characters. I don't know what the thickness is of Harley's characters. I'm sure they're probably close to it. This looks like about 1 1/2 or 1 1/4, somewhere in there, inch character. But as you can see, mine's a lot smaller than his are, according to this book and everything like that. So, wonderful book for the library. I picked up one of them because I love Harley stuff. But we're not in the business of simply copying someone else's work. You know, we're in the business of showing you how to carve and give you a general idea of how to work with miniatures. And when you do, then you can carve his. So, wonderful book here. All right, now, as I said, this is a pattern that I just created myself. It's a very simple pattern, very, very, you know, plain, really is. And to be honest with you, I just altered the pattern a little bit to get the part that I want to in carving it such a way. So basically, here's our head right here. And I have carved a miniature pattern, but a lot of people have asked, would you show us how to alter, carve, and do something for miniature work? So that's the key. All right, now, basically on a miniature like this, you can, you know, once it's cut out, I cut between the feet just a little bit. I run my bandsaw along the feet just right in here. And what I usually do at first, my head is my pivot point, so I'm going to remove or begin to bring down my head, okay? Cut. Little bury of a saw of a. So this is basswood. Just kind of start bringing that head down, in other words. How to get this off of here. Wow, this, whew, almost like a thing here. All right, we're going to bring that head down just a little bit. We're going to try to make every one of these characters with a little smile, and a lot of my characters don't have smiles. They're frowns and stuff like that. And I like that type of character. And what we're doing, once again, is we're just beginning to shape the head. Okay, get it down from both sides. Kind of work. Actually, if you can carve a big figure, you can carve a miniature one. A lot of people say, I can carve a big figure, I can't carve a miniature. Well, yeah, you can, because it's the same thing. You just in a miniature size is all. But miniatures just seem to be a very popular carving thing. I think a lot of women like their husbands to carve them for whatnot shells and things like that. Okay, now see our head? We've already got our head down quite a bit. Just taking away. See that? We've already got our head down quite a bit as we're shaping it. So let's go ahead and I use my head, of course, as my pivot point, or as I say, my center point for what I want to do. Okay? All this fuzz. I didn't know this was does a number on your clothes, that's for sure. All right. Now, let's go ahead and from this area in here, I want to just kind of straighten that out just a little bit. Sort of, see that? See how we did that? And the same thing here. See that? Just sort of bring this off a little bit and bring this down a little bit in here. Okay, just like that. I think my time's up here, so we'll begin with this